Story time. So, a few of you may know who watch my videos of what I actually do at work. To kind of sum it up, I deal with cash disappearing, rowdy customers, high-ticket merchandise at a retail store. And I deal with it a lot, in fact. It is a daily occurrence of just something going on. It could be, you know, like $2 missing, could be a couple $100 missing from the register. There's literally anything and everything under the sun it could possibly be that I handle. I will handle stuff coming in off the truck, I will unload some trucks, stuff like that.
Z-trap, napalm strike inbound.
No, okay, sorry. I was on a fucking burner right there. And along dealing with that comes some interesting customers I have dealt with. Interesting as being just really obnoxious, you know, because they didn't get their own way, or they thought something was one price, sometimes the other, and they demand it to actually be this price. But this particular story was about a woman stealing, and that is something that, you know, falls in my category that I deal with a lot, in fact. That's something that usually, you know, goes on every day at the store. It's unavoidable. People just steal, and it's a daily thing. And this particular lady, I have been told about a few times, you know, over the course of a few days, maybe a week or two's worth of just working. It was the people up front. They were like, all right, look, I don't really trust this lady. It's nothing really against her, but she always be walking around with like expensive stuff, like expensive teeth cleaners, like, you know, like the, how do I call it? It's like the plastic pieces that you can like charge, like plug batteries in and like use them to whiten your teeth, stuff like that. Like, suckers are expensive. They're like 40, 50 bucks. And, you know, she would never buy anything. She would like walk in the store for 20, 30, even up to an hour at a time, just walking around with her little girl. Little girl's about 4 or 5, maybe. Every time she'd come in the store, they'd always tell me. And I'd always just keep an eye on her to see if she would do anything. She would always put everything down before she left. Or if she did ever grab anything, it was usually, if she paid for anything, I should say, she'd always pay for it if they were self-checkouts or a regular register. It was always small stuff. And maybe like a bottle of Coke or something like that. And then, so the people that know her up front were like, this lady doesn't have a job, so we don't know why she's, you know, walking around with stuff in general. And they'd always said that. They were like, you know, she doesn't do anything, so why is she in here almost every day? So this particular day, I had 2 different occasions with this woman at times. So she went to the deli, got some food, bucket of chicken. It was, you know, so I was just thinking like, all right, it's a price. So I was watching her from a distance. I was just kind of keeping an eye on her, seeing what she would do. She goes from the counter with the food. Takes the food up front toward the service desk, or like the, you know, the customer service, just kind of chilling there. It looked like she was waiting on someone, and I, you know, really couldn't tell what she was up to. Was just kind of confused at the time. So she had been there 5-10 minutes, just sitting there doing literally nothing, and I was just really interested and confused. I was like, all right, she looks like she's just waiting for somebody. So I sat there 5-10 minutes. About 15 minutes in total rolls past, and she, you know, so she's standing there at the service desk with the bucket of chicken on the service desk on the counter, just right next to the workers, doing absolutely nothing. It looked like she was on the phone the whole time. So I was like, all right, she's probably texting somebody trying to get some money for it or something. I really couldn't tell you. I didn't know what to think at the time. She then proceeds to grab the bucket right in front of the person behind the counter and just, with her daughter walking beside her, slowly start to walk toward the exit door. And I was like, She went and grabbed it from the people from the deli. She went to the service desk. Did not talk to anyone working behind the service desk. Did not go to a different register. Did not go to a self-checkout register. Grabbed said bucket of chicken and proceeded to walk to the exit door. And I'm thinking, I'm like, is this lady not going to pay for her food? So I follow her to the door. She gets to the exit door and she's starting to walk out. And I said, hello, ma'am. May I see your receipt by chance for your the chicken that you have? And she said, oh yeah, of course, yeah. The lady right behind me bought it for me. And I was like, all right, do you have the receipt for it by chance, though? She said, oh no, she has the receipt. I call her up. So we sit there in the in the little exit way, like right near the exit door. And I was expecting her just to leave, but like I ain't got time to sit here and wait for this lady to show me the receipt. I was expecting her just to leave. Surprisingly, she did not leave. She actually stayed and was, you know, she was committed to this act, dude. So she texted her whoever had bought it and was like, yeah, they'll be here about 10-15 minutes. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I got nothing but time. 5 minutes passes, no response. 10 minute passes, nothing. 15-20 minute passes. I'm like, all right, ma'am, is your friend showing up here anytime soon? And she's like, yeah. She says she might be here in about 5 more minutes or so. And so she gets on the phone with her, right? And she's texting the lady, whoever she's talking to the entire time. So eventually she says, all right, she just texted me and said she's gonna come up here later and she'll show you the receipt then. Can you just take this chicken, put it back in the deli, wait her for her friend with the receipt to come get it? And I said, yes, ma'am, that's totally fine. We can do that for you. So she says, all right, that's fine. She'll be here about, about an hour or so, maybe, give or take. Why in the hell? Someone elaborate to me. So I get the chicken. She leaves with her daughter. That's just the first encounter, right? That's just the first encounter. Second one, she comes in. I'm about to leave for work. I'm about to leave work. I'm literally clocking out to leave. So I swipe my card, I hit clock out, and I start walking. I get a phone call saying, hey, chicken lady's in here. We named her Chicken Lady after that story because everyone had heard about it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Being the good associate I am, I go to deal with it. I go over to the front. She checked out like $1 t-shirt. It was on clearance for like $1. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe she leaves. She doesn't leave. I'm like, all right, what are you doing, woman? Her and her daughter go to the men's socks. She gets a pair of men's socks. I'm like, all right, why would you shop, buy one item, and then go back into the store with that one item in your hand and in the bag? She then goes to the women's apparel, gets sleep pants, 3 pairs of them, if I remember correctly. And then she goes to Baby World, which is right next to women's socks. I watched this woman put the socks and the three pairs of sleep pants into her already bag that she had, buying that $1 t-shirt. And then goes to women's apparel again, hands her daughter, her like 5-year-old daughter, a $1 t-shirt. Gets to checkout, and I'm like, all right, cool. She's stealing. I see it. Cameras have seen it. I'm gonna deal with it. I call my manager up. I'm like, hey, come up to the front. Come help me out with this. At checkout, she goes to self-checkout this time. Gives her daughter the bag with the stuff she is stealing. Pays for the $1 shirt. Puts that in its own bag. Buys the shirt. Goes to walk out. I meet her at the door with my manager. I said, hello, ma'am. May I talk to you about the extra items in your first bag that you had earlier when you first checked out? She said, what extra bags? I have the receipt for everything right here. So I said, yeah, all right, ma'am. Can I see the receipt then? She said, yeah, I got it. This woman looks at her daughter and says, can you give me the receipts? The daughter has, first off, it's a 5-year-old, so they don't know what's going on. They're just shopping with their mom. This little girl just looks up at her mama like, so the mama starts like yelling, what'd you do with them? So she's trying to blame the 5-year-old daughter for losing the receipts. She tries to blame her daughter for losing the receipts. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I have seen it all. Or at least I thought I had until I seen this woman. So this woman yells a little more. I'm like, all right, ma'am, can you come to the back with us so we can discuss this in private? She says, yes, sir, I can. I can't believe you did this. I never take you nowhere. She is telling her 5-year-old daughter, I can't trust you. That's why I don't give you things. That's why I don't take you anywhere. So we got to the back. I asked the lady, I said, do you know why we're here in the back? She says, no, other than I ain't got no receipts apparently. I said, yes, ma'am. This is correct. You don't have receipts. You don't have receipts for these 3 items that you put in the first Walmart sack and were stealing. And she looks at me baffled, like she cannot believe that I just said this. She's stealing. She said, well, if you ain't got no proof, then what you gonna do about it, huh? I said, ma'am, I saw you. We do have cameras, but I cannot show you them. She said, well, if you ain't gonna show me it, then I ain't believing it. I said, ma'am, you do not have to believe it. The simple fact is that you are already here, and we are dealing with it already. So she says, what you gonna do with me, huh? You gonna call PD? I said, no, ma'am. I'm sure due to the dollar amount, I do not have to call PD. Plus, I would like to leave. I told her that. You know, the fact that she is literally blaming her 5-year-old daughter for this, for getting caught stealing. What kind of a mother are you to blame a little girl for something that you did? I'm sorry, but like, I have just 0 respect for people like that. It's just absolutely absurd at what people have come to at this point. It's just, it's really disappointing. I go and get some ban papers. I'm gonna ban her from the store and the property that the retailer owns. So that includes any property that the retailer like owns itself. Like, if there's a gas station on the property, can't go there. She says, okay, can you just not call police? I got 5 children. First off, if you got 5 children only bringing the same one in the store the entire time, I'm like, all right, cool. Second off, you're blaming the first one you're bringing with in the first place. Or second off, I should say. You're blaming that one. I don't think you should have children. Because all said and done, we walk her out the store. Me and my manager go as soon as we get back in the store, as soon as she's, you know, out of earshot and off the property. I start laughing with my manager about this. So yeah, that's a story about how some lady blamed her 5-year-old daughter for getting caught stealing in a retail store. I really can't make it up. If you guys like more of this stuff, y'all want more story time, I guess you could say, story time with Carson, make sure to comment down below, leave a like, share with a friend, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.